Welcome to the Bank First Ranger Hour. Super Talk Mississippi 93.7 Spotlight on Northwest Community College. And you can listen to our live stream at supertalknorthms.com. Just click on the link for the Bank First Ranger Hour. Now, here's your host, Gary Darby.
And I am, in fact, in the studio today. It has been a minute or two, hasn't it? It is the Bank First Ranger Hour. It's a Thursday in February. We haven't done one of these in a couple of weeks, obviously, as well. So the Bank First Ranger Hour today will have women's basketball coach LaTaryl Williams coming up in the next segment with one of the members of the Northwest women's basketball team, Alorian Story. So we'll talk with Coach Williams and Alorian about the season thus far. Women's basketball off to a 12-6 start, 3-1 in the MACCC, the Mississippi Conference. So we'll discuss the first 18 games and the push to the playoffs because they're right back at it tomorrow after a long layoff. It has been since January 22nd since they've been able to play, obviously, with weather factored in. And so starting tomorrow, they will finish up what looks like some 10-game schedule left to go. And we'll get some thoughts of Coach LaTaryl Williams and Alorian Story coming up here in just a few. And when we're done with that conversation, national champions live in Senatobia in all kinds of sports and in all kinds of things. And today also we're going to welcome Davis Hayes to the program. Davis is part of the Northwest Community College National Championship cheer team. We will discuss that with Davis, the whole experience in Orlando and everything that happened in the 2026 UDA College Nationals. So that's what we're doing today. Little women's basketball and a national champion with Northwest Community College cheer, Davis Hayes. That's where we're going on today's program. Got other information I'm going to get to you also before we take our first break. Hey, Northwest Community College's foundation is announcing Senatobia attorney John T. Lamar Jr. is going to be honored with the Spirit of Northwest Award at the Northwest Soiree coming up in April at the Heindel Center. We get an opportunity to chat with all of these award winners right before the soiree. But Mr. Lamar played football at Northwest and longtime name in and around North Mississippi. Of course, his wife, Ann Hannaford Lamar, attorney. People know that name as well. And so we will be talking with Mr. Lamar, I would assume, somewhere close to April, but some of the first award winners being announced as the soiree comes up. And, of course, that is one of the main fundraisers for Northwest Community College, the foundation. It helps with scholarships and helping people get their education at Northwest as well. So the premier fundraising event, last year's soiree raised more than $140,000 for students, and there is hopefully a chance coming up in April to get that number even higher this year. So we'll hopefully get an opportunity to talk to the Spirit of Northwest Award winner, John Lamar. Congratulations on that. Now I'll continue to tell you the award winners as those go along as we do these Thursday programs. All right, boys and girls, we're off, we're going, and we're doing this program called the Bank First Ranger Hour. Thanks to Bank First, thanks to NWCC, guests sitting and waiting patiently for a phone call from me, so let's get into it. Women's basketball coach LaTaryl Williams and player Alorian Story. We're going to get with them next, and we'll talk about women's basketball at NWCC.
This hour is everything Northwest. Your connection to Northwest Mississippi Community College and powered by Bank First. Thanks for joining us on the Bank First Ranger Hour. Join the conversation now by texting 662-426-1093.
You can always do that if I'm ever in town and hosting a show, and it doesn't seem like that's been often lately, or we're not dealing with ice, no power, and things like that. 662-426-1093. In the second half of the show, we'll talk about national champions and the dance and cheer team, in particular the cheer team with Davis Hayes. Now, though, we're going to bring back friend of the program, women's basketball coach LaTaryl Williams, and then one of the players as well, Alorian Story. But first of all, Coach Williams, how you doing this morning?
Man, I'm doing great, Z-Dars, man. Just trying to survive these tough times we're dealing with this weather, man.
Isn't that the truth? That is the truth. And Alorian, welcome to the program. How are you, and how did you survive what we've been going through here weather-wise?
I'm good. I tried surviving. We're still without power at home, but I'm back at school, and I think my family has a generator, so they're okay. All
right, good deal. Yeah, I got lucky, guys. Before I left, my wife bought one, and if she hadn't have been prepared, I don't know what the Darby family would have done over here. But the generator came in handy. Coach, back in October, you were on October 23rd. I took a chance here right before the show started to listen to a little bit of that conversation. And you talked about 3 returning starters, that young team from a year ago that were coming back. You thought you had the formula to have a really good basketball team. Now that you're 18 games in, you're still obviously looking at 12-6. We're somewhat right, but can you discuss how important those 3 and the fact that they've been through these wars before on the basketball court mean?
It means a lot to us because when you get to conference play, all your opponents have your scouting reports. They know your strengths. They know your weaknesses. And it's good to have veteran leadership and veteran players on your roster that can kind of weather those things and make adjustments on the fly. So they have a really good understanding of what we expect from them and what they, in our system and what we expect from them night in and night out on the court. But their leadership is something that has really stood out to me. Layla Hampton, Alorian Story, and Takira Bland, those 3 have started almost every game since they've been here, and they've given us a lot of success on the court. Bland has been sitting out the last few games with a bone bruise in her knee, but we were optimistic about seeing her back on the court last night. So getting her back is going to be huge. Just not sure when her timeline is to fully be released, but having her on the court, run up and down and get some shots up is always a positive sign for us.
Alorian, I want you to go back then to the freshman year and now, what did you learn going through that entire schedule and playing? And obviously the success was there for you in high school, and then now you move into that college world. What did you learn from last year that you have taken to this year and been a better basketball player?
I think leadership. Like last year, it wasn't a lot of sophomores, so we had some freshmen last year had to be leaders as freshmen. So I think that helped me push this year to be a better leader. I've learned more about some of my teammates, so I know how to communicate better with a lot of people. I think I'm a good leader, like for this team.
Coach, you've been a part of a lot of them, and I know how it can be, but you have to have a leader. You need an alpha. Let's just go ahead and say it. You need a person that can lead, but then also have others that want to be led, and at times will step up and take that role themselves.
You hit it on the nose, Gary, because I feel like with the year we had last year, we had 13 freshmen, and not a lot of veterans on the team to kind of show them the ropes and give them positive influence and give them the information they need to be successful. Now they had a year under their belt. They played in this league. They played some of the top teams in the country. And it means a lot because you got to have that floor general on the court, and that's Layla Hampton, our starting point guard. But then you look at Alorian Story and Secure Bland, they do a great job of leading by example, by how hard they play and just coming to practice and going to work every day. So now, if your best players are setting that tone and setting that example, it's easy for everybody else to kind of fall in line.
Alorian, tell us about your position, right? You've got to work hard down low. You want them to feed that hand and get it to you, I know, and then rebound and get the other way. But tell us what it's like down inside there in the paint working and playing in this league in Mississippi.
It's rough. It's a double team all the time. It's not too. I don't see too much of a one-on-one, but I think this year is easier for me. I can move better. Like, I feel better when I'm on the court. Like, and I feel like I'm more locked in. Like, I think this is my last year. Well, I know this is my last year at Northwest, so it made me want to go harder. Like, I might as well leave it all here. This is my last year here. Next year I won't be here. Next year it's gonna be other people coming in, looking at the old teams, like what they do, were they good. So I need to leave a good mark for my name in the paint, and I think I am so far.
Coach, can you expand on that just a little bit?
She has, and it shows in our recruiting. Been able to sign some really good post players from the high school ranks, and that's, in part to what they're seeing the success Alorian is having in our system. So when they see her having big scoring nights and big rebound numbers and getting Division I offers, it gives us a sense to go out and recruit post players that have a similar skill set, and they can see the writing on the wall and what we've done with Alorian, and they can come in and kind of do the same thing. So just piggybacking on what she said, she's had a great year, and she's improved, which is kind of hard to do. With her freshman year, she averaged 14 and 10, and she's currently has about 18 and 15 right now. So seeing that improvement in her only shows that she put in the work in the off season, and she's reaping the benefits from that right now.
So now that you've got an opportunity to get back on the floor, Coach, tell us about the upcoming schedule and what you guys face.
Well, we our last time of playing an official game was January the 22nd, so that's 2 weeks ago today. So we were able to get back on the court last night as a team for the first time in almost 2 weeks. So, we got to get ourselves in the rhythm, get ourselves back in shape a little bit, because we got a big one on Friday night against Pearl River. We're sitting at 3-1 in second place. They're 6-0 in first place. So it's a huge game for us. Then it doesn't get any easier. We got Meridian on the road, who's always going to be pretty good because they're well coached by Coach Jay. They're in the top 5 in standings, and then the following game after that we have Jones at home, and they're in the top 5 in standings as well. So we're just going to take each game and approach it one game at a time. But one thing I'm harping and getting our girls to realize that the playoffs has already started. We got to approach each game like it's a playoff game.
Alorian, I heard you laugh when I asked that question too. So obviously it's been a challenge, and you know what that schedule is like. So tell me about getting back and starting to work and preparing for these games, and what you guys need to do for that big gauntlet that Coach just laid out for us.
Well, being off 2 weeks, it did affect us, out of shape. But when we came in last night, we practiced pretty good. Everybody was moving pretty good. It was a good flow of practice. It wasn't coming in and slow start. We came in ready to practice. I guess the break had us. But Pearl River is always a good team. Well, since I've been here, since I've been knowing about basketball, they've been a good program. They are definitely well coached also, undefeated in conference. So it's going to be a hard game, but I got money on this.
I got you. All right, before we're done and about to have to finish up, I joked with you before we got on the air. I've been around a long time, long time. The last name Story and Ripley, you got a lot to live up to, right? That family has been great in every sport there is. What is it? There's got to be some competition within the family too, isn't it?
Yeah, everybody wants to see who can make it the farthest. But we root for each other. Like, everybody root. The people that's made it far, they're back at home. They push the people that's going, like the younger people. The older generation, our family, is pushing the younger generation. But the younger generation, we're in competition with each other. Like, every time at any family get together, everybody talk about success and who has the most success. That's all it is.
That's awesome. Look, I've enjoyed talking with you today. Best of luck throughout the rest of the schedule with Northwest. Take them as far as you can, and then we'll keep up with you in that next step. Coach, it has to, when we were just talking with her about the family and things, that's obviously the player and the family you're trying to recruit to Northwest too.
It is. We want to build a family atmosphere within our program. So when we're recruiting young ladies to join our family, we're not just recruiting that player. We're recruiting their parents, their siblings, their grandparents. We want everybody to feel welcome when they come to our games and when they come to any kind of school event. And we want to make sure that they realize that their kids are in a really good situation and they're in safe hands at the Northwest Lady Rangers basketball program.
Hey, before we're done, is your baby girl going to be a shooter outside like you or post player like Ma?
Look, we're going to try to get her a little mixture of both. I know my wife, she posts a lot of different things about our baby girl and her shooting the basketball and playing ball, but I don't want to force anything on her too early. I kind of want to let it be natural, let her fall in love with the game. And then, once she loves the game, then we can kind of figure out what position she's going to play. But if I had it my way, she's going to have the skill set of a LeBron James where she can do everything.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. Well, let me tell you, I've tried not to push either of mine. One, no sports at all. The other, If I could have yesterday, we would have been throwing the baseball in sub-zero weather, right? I mean, he would be out there doing it. And I'm enjoying watching it at this point, but I'm with you. We just let them do what they do and do the best with them that we can. I appreciate your time on the show again, my friend, and we'll jump on and talk again at some point down the road.
Man, you stay warm on that road, man. I know Ole Miss has got you going all over the place right now, so make sure you take some blankets, some extra coats, some Scully hats, and keep yourself warm, man. It's cold out there.
I've done the best I can. We fly out to Austin, Texas tomorrow, and then luckily we'll be at home for a little while after that.
Man, we need some home games bad, man. Like you said, 6 out of 8 games, finishing the season at home. Let's go, Rebels. Let's go now. Let's turn it up.
All right. Alorian, good luck now.
Thank you.
All right, Coach, we'll talk to you later.
All right, G-Dog.
That's our friend LaTaryl Williams. Played at Northwest, played at Ole Miss. So, obviously, the conversation there at the end. And impressive discussion with Alorian Story. Out of Ripley, again, just shy of a double-double as a freshman, but over 9.5 rebounds per game. And this year, shooting right at 50% and averaging over 14 points per game. And then also actually 17 points a game with some 14 rebounds. So she's got the dub going so far this season. Good stuff. Women's basketball 12-6 and 3-1 inside the conference. Trailing a couple of the teams they're about to get ready and face off against here at the top of the Mississippi Conference, and it starts with Pearl River. Tomorrow, 5:30, Howard Coliseum, Senatobia. Be there. Need the support as they get ready to take on Pearl River, who has a 6-0 mark inside the conference, 13-4 overall. Northwest a few games back in the conference at 3-1 and 12-6. All right. Let's hit a break, shall we? When we come back, we're going to talk to one of the national championship cheer members. We'll get into that discussion coming up and finish up the program that is the Bank First Ranger Hour. On your Thursday, February 5th, that conversation comes up next with Davis Hayes.
Well, I was rolling down the road in some cold blue steel. I had a blues man
Thanks for listening to the Bank First Ranger Hour, your connection to Northwest Mississippi Community College on SuperTalk Mississippi 93.7 and streaming live at supertalknorthms.com. Just click on the link for the Bank First Ranger Hour.
Please do. And if you do miss or have missed any of the first 40 minutes of the program, it will be in podcast form, hopefully, later on today. You know how technology is, but we'll get there. We'll get there, and if you missed any of the early information or if you missed anything with Coach LaTaryl Williams and Alorian Story, then it will be anywhere you go get those podcasts. You can listen and catch up on women's basketball at Northwest Community College. Now we're going to catch up with a national championship member of the Northwest Community College cheer team. They brought back the entire group, 4 national championships, and then finished no lower than 3rd in the nation in any of the other events that Northwest participated in the 2026 UDA College Nationals. Davis Hayes is saying, please, can we get this started and you quit talking? Davis, how are you this morning?
I'm good. I'm doing good. How are you?
I think I'm okay, right? I've been traveling and in and around and missed a good portion of the cleanup of North Mississippi and what it's been like. But Davis, first of all, since this is your first time being on the program, we get a little background information on every guest when that happens. So, Davis, where did you grow up? And then B, how did you get to Northwest Community College?
Okay, well, I grew up in Cleveland, Mississippi. You know, down there they call it the Delta or whatever, but grew up down there in Cleveland. Let's see, I got to Northwest when I was in high school. I would come up here all the time for like their cheer clinics. Of course, I knew about the cheer team just because it's pretty well known in Mississippi. So I've been up here a few times for their clinics, and then one thing led to another. You know, I saw what they had going. They got posters on the wall. They've got trophies hanging up. I was like, man, it looks like something I want to be a part of.
Sure, and now facilities where you can, have your own stuff, right? And
Right.
Unbelievable thing that they have built and done for all of the teams there in cheer and dance. So what got you into this, right? What is this, Davis, where you thought this is something I want to do, not just get an education, but I also want to be a part of this team? What got you into cheer? That's what I'm asking.
Okay. So actually, I have a younger sister that has done cheerleading pretty much her entire life. Me, not so much. I would watch her do it. I would go to her competitions and just watch them do it all the time. And then one day I just saw it and I was looking and I was like, man, I really feel like I can do a couple flips. That was like the whole thought process. I felt like I could do a couple flips, and then I just tried it. And I could. So one thing led to another, and I just kept perfecting that craft. And now I'm in the world of cheer all the time.
Is this your first or second year at Northwest?
So this is my 3rd and final year at Northwest.
I got you. I'm one of those. There's nothing wrong with look. Northwest had to make me leave, right? They're like, you've been here long enough, Darb. You got to go somewhere else.
Got to go somewhere else. I'm actually I'm out of eligibility for Northwest.
I understand. So, man, what has it been like since you've been there and been a part of this, and now a lot of national champions have come your way? But what has this whole experience been like for you, Davis?
The whole experience. I mean, it's like the perfect balance of like you working hard and then you really getting to see your hard work come to fruition in the end. For me, that's really big. It's just sometimes a lot of things in life aren't a quick turnaround. Just 1 year like that, that's a pretty quick turnaround. But you really get to your hard work goes into it. You get a reward at the end. Like it's a pretty amazing feeling. And then on top of that, for me, I really value the people I meet every single year when the new team, fresh team, the relationships, the just bonding with my teammates is probably one of my that's up there on the list. That's like number 2, number 1 for sure is like just bonding with my teammates, getting to meet them. And
that's good stuff.
Yeah.
So you've put in all the work, and then you guys are in Orlando, and you're getting ready to walk out on that stage. What's that feeling like? You know, we got to get out there, and all you can really control, Davis, is yourself. Everybody else, right, has to do their job too, whatever that job might be. But what was that feeling like when you walked out on that stage before you guys did the routine?
Walking out on the stage is okay. It's actually it's really right before that is the worst. It's right before, when you're back behind the curtain, before they call your name. That's when it's the absolute worst. The anxiety is high, the nerves are high. The butterflies are real in everybody's stomachs, like. But as soon as you cross around the edge of the curtain, it starts to fade away. All of it starts to fade away, and you start to get real tunnel visioned into just the next 2.5 minutes of your life.
And then you have to sit and wait, right? then you have to wonder, what did we do? How did we do?
Yeah.
So lead us through that in the moment where you guys realized we're number 1.
So the moment we realized we're number 1, okay. So in awards, when it was I'm gonna be honest, it was a bit of it wasn't rough. After day 1, we were number 1, and after day 2, we did good. Confidence was a little low. I can't say that everyone was expecting to come out all the way on top. So after being in the awards, we're in the awards, and we hear the last team called for second place, and it wasn't us. Personally, I had to just stand there and put my hands over my face, because this is something I've been trying to get for 3 years.
Right. And then you do, and you become a national champion. So before we finish and we get going, I mean, everybody down there performed well, and not only are you performing, but you're now cheering and trying to help others do what you did. How just the entire experience and watching everybody else, whether it was the other cheer teams or the dance clubs, whatever it was, pulling for one another. What was that like?
I mean, that getting to see the other teams and like higher level teams that part is also really awesome.
Yeah.
That's one of the best parts about nationals, is getting to see some other teams. Even if I wasn't cheering, I would still go to nationals just to watch some of the higher level teams, because a lot of the times what they can do is just crazy to watch. It's crazy to watch, and it makes you want to kind of keep going and see how far you can go.
All right, well, let's finish up this way. What has been the major? What are you doing academically? And then what do we have plans after Northwest?
So currently at Northwest, I'm in what they like to call the tool and die program.
Yep.
I'm doing precision machining over there. So after this, I'll leave with my associates and a certificate on doing that. And as for what's next, I'm committed to the University of Louisiana at Lafayette down there.
Gotcha.
For a cheer.
Well, good for you. You're going to be a Ragin Cajun, huh?
I'm going to be a Ragin Cajun.
From Cleveland to Senatobia to a Ragin Cajun. There's nothing wrong with that. I like it, and who would have thought, as you just said, you got into this a little later in life than some might have, and now all of a sudden you've had this experience, and now you're going to get to continue in education and then do it at another level. Davis, congratulations on being a national champion, and good luck the rest of the way. All right?
I appreciate it.
All right, appreciate it. By the way, I I know that it's been tough in the weather and how this has gone. Hopefully, I know the answer because I wouldn't want to go back to class at this point either. But I know you got to get back and be a student a little bit too. Are you ready for that?
I mean, as ready as I can be. That's the sad part. Coming back. Back to normal.
I understand. Davis, thanks for the time this morning.
Of course.
Davis Hayes with us. National champion on the Northwest cheer team, as he and a whole bunch of Northwest teams found their way into at least the top 3 in the College Nationals in whatever division they were. They won the national championship in the Open Co-Ed. They finished second in the nation in the Open All-Girl Game Day division. Then they had 3 others come away with national titles, cheer in the Open Small Co-Ed Finals. And then there was the Open Hip-Hop Dance Division and others, their 3rd straight title in the Open Hip-Hop Division as well. You can go to nwccrangers.com, nwccrangers.com, and read all about it. You can see all of the titles, the points, and everything that they did with cheer and with dance. Coach Casey doing another great job with the cheer group, and Coach Christian on the dance side. And there will be more trophies in the case for cheer and dance at Northwest Community College. We thank Davis for being a part of our program today. And we also thank women's basketball coach LaTaryl Williams and player Alorian Story. You can, again, go to nwccrangers.com, find out all about the current season to this point. And again, next, which is 5:30 against Pearl River. That's in Senatobia. And then Monday at Meridian are the next 2 before our next show at 3-1. Currently sitting behind a couple of 6-0 teams, Gulf Coast and team they'll be playing right out of the chute tomorrow, Pearl River. So they have those. The men's basketball team, obviously, will get back into action as well following that women's game. 12-7, they're on a current 3-game skid as they will get ready and take on Pearl River as well. So you've got all of that happening with Northwest basketball for you coming up this week. We had talked with Coach Carson and Coach Bramlett with baseball and softball. And obviously, as far as baseball has been concerned, way too cold and ice and things of that nature for the season to get started. They will begin tomorrow with baseball, so we'll have an update on that next week in the show. And for softball, same thing. They were scheduled to be in Alabama to get the season started, but it will actually begin on Saturday in Senatobia against Jackson State out of Jackson, Tennessee. So, again, nwccrangers.com. Plain and simple, easy way to go, and you can find all that information that you want. A Bank First Ranger Hour in the books, February 5th edition. It will be in a podcast form coming up for you. If you're a podcast person and you missed any of the conversations that we had, you can go back and listen a little bit later on today.
The time has come for leaving, fear now we shall return. We were so glad we could make it, but so sad we gotta